Alright, welcome back YouTube. Today I am going to make my second little mini Costco frozen pizza in my Philips air fryer. We are fully preheated at 390 degrees. This time I am not going to be using foil and flip it downside. I'm just going to put it in straight up. I'm going to set it for the same 8 minutes that I did last time, but again I'm going to watch it every 2 minutes or so. And once it's brown enough on the top, I'm going to pull it out and we're going to see if it's really soggy on the bottom or crispy enough. Again, these are a little bit thinner than a Red Baron pizza, so you might have different results if you try this with a Red Baron. So let's go ahead and get this unwrapped, put it in there, and set it for 8 minutes and see what happens. Alright, and with that, I'm going to check it probably after about 4 minutes. I will check it every minute or every 2 minutes to see if it overcooks or anything like that. Again, on the package, it says, you know, in a regular oven at 400 degrees to bake 13 to 15 minutes. So doing 8 here is about half that time, but all of that heat is blowing down on the top. So my biggest concern is going to be, does enough of it go around the sides and come back up through the bottom to give it a little bit of crispness. Last time I made this, when I put the foil and the pizza face down, I did the bottom of the pizza for about 3 or 4 minutes and it was nice and crispy at the end the way I like. But we will see, and I will give you my opinion how these sabatazos, I don't know how you say it, how these little Costco tiny pizzas come out in the air fryer. Eventually I will try the Red Barons because they will be a little bit tougher, but we'll see. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back now. We're at the 4 minute mark. I'm gonna pull it open and take a look. Hopefully it's not too brown yet, but let's see, shall we? Oh boy, that is looking pretty done. I'm going to leave it in for just 30 more seconds. As you can see, we're now at the 3 minute mark, which means this pizza's been in there for about 5 minutes. Now this was preheated when I started. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I did preheat this for 3 minutes and we are at 390 degrees. Let me show you. 390, and we have 3 minutes left. I'm only leaving it in there for like an additional 30 seconds or so because I don't want to burn it, but I want to make sure it gets as much hot air moving around it as it can. At this point, it's probably been about 20 seconds, close to 30. So I'm going to pull it out again, show you one last time, and that'll probably be it. While I'm waiting, actually, I'm going to grab a plate real quick here. Just one of my little mini plates. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull this bad boy out. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this because there's no sense in leaving it going, because for good or for bad, I'm going to eat that. And if it's soggy and not crispy on the bottom, well, that'll suck. And if it's pretty good and pretty decent, that'll be awesome. One more picture of it. I'm going to give you there before I pull it out of there. I might need to get a fork or something because it's pretty hot, but you can see it. Here you go. One last time. You can see, you know, around some of the edges here, it's a little bit brown. It's not too terrible. If it is crispy underneath and has a pretty good crust, but it doesn't need to be super crunchy, but if it's pretty decent, I would say next time I'll just put it in for 5 minutes and I won't even feel the need to leave it for the extra 30 seconds or whatever. That being the case, I'm going to go ahead and transfer this bad boy to the plate. I mean, it looks pretty good underneath there. I just don't want to, well, I guess I could probably reach in there with my fingertips and pull it out. Oh, that was a little bit hot, but there we go. And as you can hear, it seems like it'll have a pretty good crisp to it. So, in my opinion, if you buy these little Costco guys, again, these are much thinner. I'll show you. These are much thinner, I think, than a Red Baron single, I think they call them, whatever they're called, a 6-inch or something like that. These are much thinner, or at least considerably thinner, that this will be different results. But if you find these at Costco, again, these are the Sabatassos or something like that. I don't exactly know how you pronounce that, but I just found them at Costco. It was like a box of 12. You get 6 cheese and 6 pepperoni. And I'm probably just gonna buy some pieces of pepperoni and cut them up into little wedges like these are, and put them on the cheese ones, because nobody likes cheese pizza. Cheese pizza is like cheesy bread dipped in marinara sauce. What's the difference, right? So I'm going to let this cool for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'll come back and give you my final verdict. Okay, I'm back now to give my final verdict on this. I have not taken a bite yet. I will say one thing. You can see that there are some little bits that, you know, are getting closer to dark brown. Because of that, with these particular pizzas, like I say, you could probably aim for 4 minutes if you don't like them crunchy and just like them nice and soft. Maybe even 3.5. This thing cooks really fast and really great. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite now. I'll take a bite from the slightly less done corner. I wonder if I should have spinned it. It kind of makes me wonder. I mean, this part here is actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's actually lower than this part. The higher up part is going to be closer to that grill up there. Otherwise, maybe my particular model is like slightly tilted and cooks off degree, but I doubt it. I think this is just kind of the nature of the beast, and I think this pizza is tilted a little bit. Like I say, if you look at it, you can see how this side looks taller than that side. So let's go ahead and take a bite and see what we think. Yep. That's just fine. Yep. If you buy these pizzas, don't even bother with my other method of, wrapping the foil and flipping it. I mean, that might buy you a little more time and give you just a slight bit more crunchiness without quite browning the top as much. But if you remember that video, the top still turned out brown. Admittedly, I left it in just a little too long. But you can just take your pizza, slap it down in there, set that bad boy for, I would say, 4 minutes, maybe 5. And you'll get a nice semi-crunchy pizza. Not too well done, not too underdone. Definitely not cold in the middle. And there is some crunch to that crust. Awesome job. Air frying pizzas. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Till the next time that I fry something and post it, have a good one, YouTube.